In a stunning decision, legendary coach Bill Belichick will not be a first-ballot inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, falling short of the required votes in his first year of eligibility, while he will almost certainly be enshrined next year. The omission from the prestigious first-ballot pantheon has sent shockwaves through the NFL community and sparked widespread calls for voter reform. The numbers make the decision baffling. Belichick's resume is arguably the greatest in coaching history. A record 6 Super Bowl titles as a head coach, 2 more as a defensive coordinator, over 300 career wins, and the most playoff victories of any coach ever. By every objective measure, his body of work surpasses that of every other coach who has received first-ballot honors. So what could possibly explain the delay? The consensus points to the scandals that shadowed his dynasty, Spygate and Deflategate. While those controversies resulted in historic fines and lost draft picks, the question remains: do they outweigh 8 championship rings and a legacy of defensive mastery that changed the game? Some insight into the voting process suggests other factors may have been at play. An anonymous voter cited former executive Bill Polian, a longtime rival of the Patriots, as advising that Belichick wait a year because of Spygate. Polian's own recollection of his vote has been contradictory. Furthermore, with Patriots owner Robert Kraft also on the ballot as a finalist, some speculate voters may have been reluctant to induct both figures from the same dynasty in the same year. Others might point to Belichick's record without quarterback Tom Brady, or the lack of success from his extensive coaching tree. But these feel like secondary arguments used to justify a fundamentally flawed outcome. Belichick is not the first all-time great to face a delay. Coaches like Bill Parcells, Bill Walsh, and Joe Gibbs all waited multiple years. Terrell Owens, one of the greatest receivers ever, was kept out for years due to his reputation. But a precedent for pettiness does not make this decision any less ridiculous. When you examine Belichick's fingerprints on football history, from designing the defensive game plan that stopped the Buffalo Bills' K-gun offense, to engineering the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, to crafting a defense that held the greatest show on turf to just 17 points, the conclusion is inescapable. His strategic genius is woven into the fabric of the sport. This snub feels like a failure of the process itself. It suggests that a small group of voters prioritized personal grievances or murky ethical judgments over an unimpeachable, decades-long record of excellence. As one Hall of Famer once said about a similarly snubbed coach, if Belichick isn't in, the whole institution loses meaning. We are left with a simple, frustrating truth. The greatest coach in NFL history has been told to wait. The Hall of Fame's credibility is now the subject on trial. We guess, as Belichick himself might say, we're on to 2027.